Kotak Mahindra Bank has been pioneering in terms of various technologies. Blockchain was one amongst them. We were the first bank to have a cross-border LC being done under blockchain. It was an issuance as well as acceptance, I think, which happened on the LC part. We partnered with JP Morgan Singapore to make it work. Blockchain solves, I think, the biggest challenges which the customers face today. Most important, it reduces the transaction time, secured, trustworthy network, a very important part. And when you see, I think most of the corporate customers or the individual customers taking on an average 30 to 45 days to process a transaction, blockchain helps you to minimize the entire network challenges and I think in a secure manner able to process a transaction in probably reducing 80 to 70 to 80% of the time. Collaboration is the most important part of India Trade Network, and I generally say there are four pillars of having a blockchain in a country. I think the first part being infrastructure, second part being collaboration, third being the entire regulatory part, and fourth, the biggest one being the legal framework. It has to be embedded in the era of trust, and when that, I think, all five put together, you generally say blockchain work. I say that in India, the first two or three parts have been extremely successful. There has been infrastructure which has been created through all the technological partners coming in. Infosys taking a giant step in taking the initiative and developing Trade Connect and Payment Connect. Second part, I think collaboration, 8 banks came together and now 14 of them, which accounts for more than 86% of India's trade. The regulator, the central bank, having a policy of having a blockchain white paper and then making it work across for all the participants to participate and this thing. And you realize that I think all these three put together with the IT Act and the Settlement Act facilitating a blockchain. India looks, I think, to be on a good path to harness the blockchain technology for its long-standing challenges on trade finance and, if required, on the other networks as well. I think step one is to have the BIC being formed, or something like BIC being formed. BIC is the blockchain infrastructure company, where it is very much like the NPCI platform for payments, and all the banks came together and I think formed it a consortium to have a payment infrastructure in the country. BIC is similar thing for blockchain. One does realize that all the banks being, I think, equal partners coming together without any individual interest to share the data. Data interoperable, trustworthy, secured manner, and able to transmit the data in a single platform with a technological partner. You do realize that I think this is something which will change the way India does trade. I think it is very important that collaboration or to be collaborative is a very important part of being in blockchain. I always compliment R3 for I think what they came up and were able to have 75 odd players into the entire network. I would wish, I think, all of the banks put together, or major banks put together, if one is part of the network. I think the entire JP Morgan network is, I think, quite good and is making good progress. But if there was a simple, single platform, the way I think we have it in India, I would say is the first and important step to ensure that you can make blockchain work. India seems to be doing, I think, something good, and I think the world can see that as a path for harnessing all the benefits of blockchain which lie for the world. I compliment Infosys for thinking about the customer challenges on the trade part, and then coming and making a Trade Connect. Payment side, I think, has been addressed to some extent by NPCI. I think trade has been a big pain area. It takes on an average 120 documents to be processed, 120 documents to be processed before by various banks and various parties to make a transaction flow through and to get completed. 120 documents between 4 to 6 to 7 parties to be exchanged takes time. It also requires each of the parties to be to trust the document 100% before processing. So when you want to ensure security, you want to ensure processing, you want to ensure that I think the entire solution finally goes to the customer. The biggest challenge happens is on the time. I think blockchain solves a lot many operational challenges and a lot many challenges on time and the regulatory side for it to make it work. I think India Trade Connect actually solves all those issues with the entire framework. It is I think platform agnostic. I think which helps us for every bank to come and connect. They can choose I think whatever they want, but they can operate on Trade Connect, India Connect. You also see that I think it is flexible, user friendly, and I think simple to use. I always use the principle of simple and fast, and I guess it meets both the requirements quite well in a secured manner. And I think you can expect a better product than the Trade Connect, at least going forward.